Hello everyone. In this video I want to show you something really nice that you can do if you have some operation that you are repeatedly using and you don't have a button for it, you don't have a tool for it. You can create one by making a macro. And macro is basically a simple program, right? A simple routine that you do. And for SolidWorks, they are written in VBA, Visual Basic. So there are two ways to do it. One is to write the code directly in VBA if you're familiar with it. And if you're not, then you can record it. And by recording, it's like basically taking a video and you perform that task and SolidWorks see what you're doing and then convert what you're doing into a code. So, and then you can create a button for it, and every time you want to do that repeated task, then you just click on that button. So you can create a customized button for your operation. And this is really useful and handy. So you just do it with a button instead of doing a bunch of operations. Let's say, for instance, you are in the business of 3D printing, huh? So you make parts and you want to 3D print them. One of the things that you most commonly do is to save them as STL file, huh? So let's say this is my I-beam that I designed, simple plastic one, and I want to print it, right? So what do? I go here and then I go to File, right, and Save As, and then I scroll down and find the STL and then save it as STL, okay? There is no button for Save as STL, but can I make one? The answer is yes, you can. How? Tools. Then you go down to macro. And then if you say new, it is going to take you to programming environment of VBA. So look here. You give it a name, macro 1, and then what? Here we go. So here is your macro code in VBA, where here under this dim, you define your variables, right? Dim is for dimension. And then this is your main program, sub, and then this is end of that, and here you do something, right? So here, for instance, you create an object called SW, which is SolidWorks application, and then you set that variable to applications.solidworks so you can access different things in SolidWorks, right? But here I don't want to show you programming. Okay, that's not the goal of this. I want to show you the easier way, which is recording it instead of filling the relevant commands of VBA in here. So this is how we do it in a much easier way. So look, we go to Tools, we go to Macro, and then we start recording it. So it's a record, starts recording. Now we do whatever we want to do. Go to Save As. And then we go to what? We go to, let's say, STL. And here I even change my folder to wherever I want. And then what? I save it. Done. When I'm done, then I click and stop the macro. And then give it any name I want. So I call it as STL conversion. Right? Okay. So I give it a name, call it STL conversion. Now that VBA code is written for it, if you want, you can open it. So let's see here, if I go to Tools and go to Macro, right, and then say Edit, and let's try to get that one that I just made. Look, so it added all of this code for me over there without me writing a single code here. You see, so it creates its variables, a part object, SW app object, a bool status as Boolean, line status as line integer, and so on. And then you see here, there are lots of things. So first make it the active document, right? And then this is the part that is the most important one. This is the save. It even adds comments for you. So it says part.saveas3, and then go to the download folder and then call your part ibeam.stl. Okay, and these are the settings for STL. And then it finishes. So this is what this is, that basically macro. Now, can I add a button for it? Can I do that? Yes, because you remember, you can go to Tools You can go to macro and you can run that, right? So you go to run and then you run that. And this is going to do the same thing. But instead of me going there, I want to create a button for it here. So I can basically click on that button every time. So let's say here, I want to apply it to this file here, okay? So what I do is I right click here and go to customize, go to commands, go to macro, and then pick this guy, which is create, let's say it's this one, new macro button. Yeah, this is the guy. And I grab it and drop it up here. Then it says, what is the macro? And you say this STL conversion SWP is what I want to have. And then you can add a custom image to it. So here, look, I have created this simple picture, which is the picture of an STL file. And you see, now it has that for me. And then I OK that and OK it here, and it should create a button. You see, there we go, look. So now I have my own button called STL conversion. And all I need to do is now to just click on this, okay, and then end it. So now you might say, did it save an STL file? Yes. Look, if we go to open and look, you might say, well, it overwrote it with the same iBeam STL, but look here. Let me open it. There we go. You see that? Right? So, of course, you can go back to the macro and edit the part that the name was, save it as ibeam.stl. You need to change that to save it with the name of the file. So this name of this file is not ibeam, although actually this is a slider really. So it should pick that name slider and save it as a slider.stl or ask you for something, so you can add more and modify it. But you see the overall idea. Here I created my custom button, and now with this custom button I can save my file to anything I want just by simply recording a macro. So hopefully this video was useful to you. So now you can do any operation that you want. For instance, if your operation is to apply, I don't know, a specific material to it, apply some fillets on the edges or some stuff that you want to do commonly, and you want to have a button for it, then you can do it with the macro. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Thanks.